to get rid of those fractions, I would multiply each term by 6. And so then 2 goes into 6 3 times. 3 times 1 is 3x squared. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 1 is 2. We have 2x. And x and 6 cancel, so we're just left with plus 1. And then we could use the quadratic formula. So that's what you want to use. So we have a is 3, b is 2, and c is 1. So we have -2 plus or minus 2 squared minus 4ac over 2 times 3 plus or minus 4 minus 12 over 6. We have -2 plus or minus square root of -8 over 6, which is going to give us -2 plus or minus 2i square root of 2 over 6. Okay, and that's not simplified.
You got to divide by 2.
You got to pull out a 2. Very good. So if we pull out a 2, we'd have -1 plus or minus I square root of 2 over 6
Or 3.
and we go to 3. So my final answer, and I'm going to write it over here since we're going to run out of room over there for the camera, would be that. Okay. You're going to make it.
Yeah, you can. I got it.
You got that. All right. All right. And then, there is, let's see, there's no chapter 9 down here. Let's see. Well, if you've had upper level, you probably already know about parabolas and know the formulas per se.
Mm-hmm. The parabolas, that was part of it. That was the only thing I really had trouble with, was the parabolas. Whenever you have, they give you just the equation, and then they define it. I cannot figure that out for the sake of my life.
Well, if you use the formulas that are on page 676, it makes your life a little easier. But for this class, I didn't really expect you to memorize the formulas because I'm really just introducing parabolas and showing you what quadratics look like. Because you know, in college algebra and calc, you'll see a lot of them.
Yep.
So, if we could do one like, let's see. How about one like number 8 on page 680? We got y equals x minus 2 squared. So if we knew, and basically what I tell them in class is let's just start with some points. And, you know, you can put some points in and do it.
Okay.
So, and you know, in a parabola, it's gonna go down and it's gonna come back up. So your points are gonna come to a point and then it's gonna be the same points going up the other way. So
how do you tell when the parabola is either gonna be up or down?
If the x square is negative, it's gonna be down.
Okay.
But the one on your final, I can give you a hint, it will be up. Okay, so for example, let's put say 2, 1, 0, -1, -2 in there in our equation and see what we come up with. We may have to go further up or back down. So if we put 2 in there, we're gonna have a 0, right? We put 1.
So -1 squared, which is 1.
Which would be 1. We put 0, we have 4. We put -1, we have 9. And -2 would be 16. Well, we hadn't really started repeating, have we? We keep going up. So let's add a few this way. So if I add 3 and 4, let's see what happens. So if I go 3, I'm going to have 1. If I do 4, we're going to have 4. And because 4 minus 2 would be 2, and 2 squared would be 4. So now you see it started.
So 2, 0 is where your
Is the vertex.
vertex is
Yeah.
going to be.
Right. And then we'd have 3, 1. And 1, 1. And basically once you have those 2 points, your parabola always kind of, you know, you can plot the rest of it, they're all going to be the same shape. So if you could do one of those.
So I really don't have to use the formulas, it's just kind of plot some points
Yeah,
to
you
go
can.
with it.
You don't have to memorize those. Because you'll have one very similar to that on it.
Okay.
Okay. And one we haven't done is what I forgot when we were talking about i's. You know the i's you kind of add together just like you do x's.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had something like 4i minus 3 plus 2i or something like that, you could just add your i's together.
Mm-hmm.
But you would know that you got to distribute that negative first, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we have 4i minus 3 minus 2i. So I put my i's together, but I'd have negative 3 plus 2i. So your i's are very similar to x's. You can add i's.
Okay, so on the final exam, if I write it, if I just do my i's first and kind of flip around. Okay.
But this is kind of proper form. It's kind of what they want you to write it that way, and that's probably why they counted it wrong.
Probably.
And on website. Because website is kind of, they want it just the way they want it.
Mm-hmm.
But, okay, well, let's see. And, in 9-7, the only thing really, when we talk about functions, is if you had a function, say, oops, I'm out of my range here. I hope that darn thing on. I don't see the little red light. That'd be great. And I may not have pushed it, or did I push it? It is recording. Let me make it a little bigger. Or zoom her in there. Oh my gosh. If I had f of x equals like 3x plus 4, and I told you to put f of x as 0 and f of 2. Basically, you just put 0 in place of x and your answer is 4. Put 2 in place of x and your answer would be, I'll just write this, would be 10, right? Yeah, so you could do one of those.
Okay.
All right. In 9.1, we had something that might look like a squared equals 36.
Just take square root.
So we have a equals what?
Plus or minus 6.
Very good. That's why I was checking. See if you did the plus or minus.
See, and the labs on website, they didn't really, some of them made you do plus or minus, and some of them didn't.
Well, some of them, they made you do the answer in 2 different places.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to put the larger one here and the smaller one
And
there.
then some used commas.
Right.
I don't understand.
I don't wonder why that wasn't consistent, and that's one of my complaints. I have complained to website about it. Either do it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they said they're working on it. But that didn't help you, did it?
No.
Okay. All right. So, how about completing the square one where you had to take half the middle? Could you do that? Remember that was another one in chapter 9.
Oh, where you only had x squared plus x, and you had to take half of the middle number and then square it.
Right, and add it to both sides. You can do those.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. And you could have possibly have one side. All right, so that kind of does it for chapter 9. You go with 9?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's move on to 8.